We're at Rock Island State Park, Door County, Wisconsin.
Look at those carts up there.
This was the first campsite we came across, campsite 29. You can see here, right on the lake right here. There's 40 different campsites on Rock Island here. Let's just see the view of the lake from this spot. Oh, this is nice. Really close to the boathouse, so if you want to set up quick, this is a good spot for you. I was thinking that would be a nice spot to go camping down there too. Anywhere along here would be nice. A couple different outhouses over here by these campsites. Oh, looks like there's still some people camping. Definitely a nice spot right here. Look at that view. This is real nice. Alright, so we got off the boathouse. Then we kind of came down this way and checked out some campgrounds, and then we walked along the beach. We made our way back up on here. Now we're on the Thordarson, and this is a 6-mile loop. And we're gonna get up to the Pottawatomie Lighthouse up here, and then make our way back down to the to the boathouse. See, right over here we have the Thordarson. That's where we just came down. We have a blueberry trail. Looks like it intersects us here, but we're gonna go check this out, and then we'll get back onto the loop trail. So every year about this time, my buddy Travis and I go on vacation. We try to go someplace cool, go for a nice hike, do some camping. The beach that we were on earlier. I'm walking through the woods for a while now, so it's nice to open up into this clearing here. It's real pretty with all the leaves turning colors.
Signs some better days.
Yeah, it's kind of faded there. Hard to read in some spots. There's an old fishing village here, though. There's another trail that'll take you to the boat dock there. It's like most of the trees, all the larger trees are all cleared out here. Any tree that's really grown is kind of a small one, so I can see that being the site of an old village. Oh, whoa. Dude, that water is really clear all the way out there. It's got there quite a bit. I wonder how this island got its name. Hey Travis, what's the name of this island again?
I don't know, man. I think it's like green, lots of tree island.
Oh!
Leaves on the ground island.
Can't be Rock Island, is it?
Quarter of a camping ground island.
There's supposed to be an old cemetery up here.
$1853. Wow.
Miners. Rosalind Miner and Cecilia?
About a month apart.
Lots of tree roots, lots of rocks. It's a very picturesque island. It's nice and quiet. I've only seen a couple of people this whole time we've been on this hike. Getting close to the lighthouse. A little more than a mile away. This is the last weekend you can be out here. And then the ferry that you take to get out here, the Carfy Ferry, its last day is October 13th, which is Monday actually, so in a couple days. That's really interesting. It's like a little gnome house or something. All right, this is an amazing view. Be careful on that ledge there. There's not much underneath it. These are so pretty. They turn colors like that. Here we have the Pottawatomie Lighthouse. Established 1836.
They're not even common features in that mid-19th century like residential architecture. So like comfort, quality of life is pretty high right here. Initially there's a couple of cisterns and underneath the structure here where the summer kitchen is. So they're collecting water off the roof into these cisterns. There's also no plumbing, but you can pull water from those cisterns into the home. It's not actually plumbing like we think of, but comfort and quality of life. There you go. Now, those cisterns leak. That's for heat, cooking, all those sorts of things, but they determine, you know, like, hey, advancements in technology, we're going to put in some wood stoves. They're cleaner, they're easier to cook on, they heat more efficiently, all those sorts of things. So they're upgrading as they go through here too. That one is runs on propane. There's still no electricity, but we have a few features here. So all the appointments in the home are provided by the U.S. Lighthouse Service, like I said, along with that $1 a day's pay. Some provisions like a couple 100 pounds of beef, 100 pounds of pork, sugar, coffee, those sorts of things. But not just keeping the light station, they have their own gardens. They're keeping a horse and wagon and other things on the grounds too. There's an ice house, all those sorts of things. So they're also balancing their personal life with this work life, because this is a government facility that can be open to the public. So the U.S. Lighthouse Service and the food, that's long-term storage, the fuel and things to run the operation. These library boxes would have also been on the Great Lakes Circuit, right? To keep their minds sharp as well as like all the other things running smoothly around here. That's why it's the assistant keeper's home. And but before they move into here, that original tower, they're running a Winslow lens, and it's got 12 separate flames with 12 separate reflectors, and they're burning animal oils, right? Primarily probably rendered lard, more so than whale oil, but still. Those 12 reflectors and flames aren't as bright as one single kerosene flame in a fourth order Fresnel lens, which is what they transition to later in the tower in this facility.
Okay.
So, originally they're also storing those animal oils in the cellar here. When they transitioned to kerosene, they built that little red brick building you see outside that window, right? Mm-hmm. So there's trees. Those things are there. The garden is up a little bit on the ridge. Mm-hmm. So, right, transitioning to that lens, the keeper laying in here in bed does not want a basement full of kerosene. Right? Let's build that, get it out of here. But we can keep small containers for that daily use in small bins like this that are built into the closet, right? So on a cold, rainy, windy October night, you don't actually have to go outside to get that fuel to still maintain the light up in the lantern room. Other little built-ins like this, where you can keep glass panes for your lantern room.
Oh, neat.
Windows, stuff like that. Just keeps it, right?
Utilize every space that you can.
Ease of operation around here. Now, right now it's set up like a children's room, this little bonus room, but most of the time it actually probably serves as a overnight quarters for like the traveling inspector or other mariners that are leaving ships that need to get to the mainland for some reason. So it's just a little stopover room. Maybe a bedroom. The upstairs assistant keeper's kitchen, and here their bedroom. And again, most of these items are not from this home.
Mhm.
The only item that is this wood stove that's in this room here.
This is the only original remaining item that everything else was brought in except for this stove. This stove is the one original.
Yeah, one original item. And then actually that keeper's uniform there too is Ernie Lockhart's. He was the last keeper here, and that's also his donated hat and uniform. So it is a federal
that's
uniform
awesome.
service. But things like this.
Ernest Lockhart, you said that's the.
Yeah, that's
okay.
him.
That was the last one, the last keeper.
The last keeper of the Pottawatomie Lighthouse. But as I mentioned, right, 1940s, they board the place up. Sits until 1990 when they
Oh, and this is what it looked like.
That's what it looked like in the 1990s.
So yeah, in the early 90s, so 1994, the Friends group forms and does fundraising to rehab this facility, right? Provide for all the appointments we see inside. So through donations and grants, this happens. And even like today, we're doing work in the lantern room. 2 years ago, we had to redo the ceiling in this room. Those sorts of ongoing things that need to happen. However, they're not from this particular light station. So that little cabinet downstairs in the keeper's bedroom closet, they would have stored their like daily fuel in a container like this, their kerosene, use that container for measuring. This is a filling vessel here that they would use to fill this lamp. So that lamp, about a half gallon of fuel, give or take. Once you soak your big round rope-like wick, insert it, trim it to the level of flame that you need, light that, put that hurricane shade over it, that glass there, to allow it to burn more consistently. When that's inserted into the fourth order Fresnel lens that we'll see upstairs,
Okay.
the way that glass is cut and arranged, that single kerosene flame can be seen up to 20 miles away. This is a miniature. The one we'll see upstairs is about 4 feet tall. That particular lens can be built up to 20 feet tall for some of those large coastal lighthouses. This one's more like a harbor light. Anyway, a lot of folks ask about the duration of that burn. So the best answer for that is it depends.
Yeah.
But it does depend on how much light you need, depending on the conditions outside. But
like
if
dry
that-
after something too, or
Oh yeah, so like quality of fuel, all that sort of thing. If it's gray outside, you'll need to burn it brighter than on a clear night.
I gotcha.
But about 4 to 6 hours, give or take. So with an assistant keeper and a keeper kind of running the operation, one person would have to get up to maintain that light overnight, but one person probably gets a full night's sleep, which is a pretty awesome deal.
yeah.
Anyway. So here's this oddly placed window in the business office here, right?
Yeah.
But if you're sitting at the keeper's desk,
Mm-hmm.
it is perfectly at the perfect level to see across the Rock Island Passage to St. Martin Island. So that's 7 miles from like shore to shore, basically. However, the shoals extend south from St. Martin about 3.5 miles. So the safe passage between these two is closer to Rock Island. It's about 180 feet deep and about a mile wide. This tower is 40 feet tall where the lantern is on a 130 foot bluff. So, right, if you have a Fresnel lens and the light can be seen for up to 20 miles, you get a pretty good guide from the one end of the island in Lake Michigan to the other end of this north side of the island into Green Bay. So, right, you're keeping track of the ships that pass, right? Because you'll want to know if a ship passed Canna Island, passes Pottawatomie Light, but doesn't pass the Eagle Bluff Light Station. Well, what happened between Pottawatomie?
There's also some of the shipwreck locations scattered around.
Yeah. So then with the telephone, early adopters of telephones, and they have some submarine lines that go from light station to light station so they can communicate, those sorts of things. Right? They're also keeping track of weather, so if they have to burn for multiple days because it's gray out, burn more brighter lights, right? Your writer justifies ordering more kerosene and those sorts of things. So anyway, right, so no handrails originally, so you can kind of imagine like you're carrying your kerosene and things up those very steep steps.
Yeah. You'd probably have to set it on this level and climb up, pick it up, and then stay stair by stair maybe if there's no way.
Right? And the keeper and assistant keeper, right? Like
Yeah.
most of your regular work you can work together. Much like they're doing up in that little room up there right now. So and you can imagine.
Martin, you can bring him up. I'm done.
Oh, okay.
This hole. So you should be able to pull it in all the way.
Yeah.
But I applied some epoxy and it's still curing.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, but you should be able to pull it all the way in and put the pin into this hole, and then it should be flush.
Do we need to wait for the epoxy for any amount of time, or is it good?
4 to 6 hours or something like this, it said.
Okay.
And then the rest here, I had to move a couple things. But anyway,
All right.
it should be.
You're welcome to come all the way up. It should be good.
Oh, come up all the way?
Awesome. Yes. Yep. You can close it tonight. I'll give it a close tonight.
You could see everything. You wouldn't miss a thing. And so they'd sit there and maintain their lawn.
And then in the morning, if it's really hard to open, I'll imagine the epoxy.
That
should be
good. Whose boat it was, what it was doing there. They would know
Very cool.
their lot.
So yeah, this is a replica lens here, but
The Fresnel lens?
right, this is the 4th order Fresnel lens.
I'm not sure. We don't remember.
Right, if you put that.
Old Fresnel lenses no longer in use, and this is actually the light station now. This is the tower with the beacon on top. Here's the front. Alright, on with our journey. Gotta get back to the boat station before the last ferry leaves at 4 o'clock. Otherwise, you're stuck on the island. It's probably gonna be cold tonight, and I don't think we want that. I think we're on the last little bit of our hike here today. We're almost back to the boathouse. A little less than a quarter mile, I think. Not sure what this thing is. Carving board. It's definitely interesting.
Looks like some kind of a,
Flower pot or something like a hanging basket.
looks like a nest of some kind
Oh, it could be a nest.
of habitat thing.
Let us know what you guys think. Is it a hanging basket for flowers, or is it plants, or is it a nest? There's the boathouse right down there. So when you get off the ferry here, the Carfy ferry on the Rock Island, you can come this way and come straight to see the lighthouse if you want. It's maybe a little over a mile hike that way. So the last one leaves at 4 o'clock this afternoon. So we need to get to the boathouse by then. And then take that one to Washington Island, and then there's several ferries on Washington Island that you can take back to the mainland of Door County. So you got to take two ferries, different ferries, to get to Rock Island. There's no cars, there's no boats on this island, there's no bicycles. It's just camping and hiking. Really nice island. We enjoyed spending our time here today. Seeing that lighthouse was pretty awesome too, getting a nice tour of that. So that's Washington Island over there. And we'll be leaving the ferry dock here. Just head our way over that way. Isn't this an awesome view right here?
Yeah, man.
Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and stop into the boathouse while we're waiting. Got a gift shop inside here. Is that copper? Or no? Some pottery or something.
Clay.
This is really cool in here. Look at the woodwork. That. This is amazing. I gotta have this for my house. Nice rock carving. It's really an awesome building. Boathouse on Rock Island way off in the distance over there.